everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right. Today we are going to do something different. I've never done this before, but we're going to try to make a moss pole. So your philodendrons and monstera and all kind of anthuriums can climb and produce bigger leaves than they would if you didn't use a moss pole. Something I've been researching on the internet for a bit. None of my philodendrons, maybe one of my monsteras could use this, but well, check this out. I'm gonna see if I can show you all these monstera roots. This is the plant here in the corner, but man, look at these roots. I don't know if y'all can see that because my phone's facing the other way, but I got roots on the floor. I mean, that's a good, 3-foot root. Look at the roots on here. Right? Pretty big roots. I don't know if that would actually, moss poles will fix that problem. And to be honest, I like the way the aerial roots look. I wish I could have them hanging everywhere. This is just some sphagnum moss that I've been hydrating, and it's a little wet, but that's alright. This stuff here I got from Home Depot. It's actually this roll. It's a 15-foot roll. It's $30. And you compare the size of the squares to my hand. I guess it's about ½ inch, ½ inch. I'm not sure exactly, but relatively small. It's plastic, malleable, not metal or anything that's going to rust. Well, I cut off about 6 inches. Probably about 6 inches. I'm gonna try and wrap moss in here like this, and ultimately I'm just gonna zip tie these together. Make sure your edges don't have little frills on them. I guess it really doesn't matter, but like you'd want to cut these off so it would just be flat. You know what I mean? Alright, so I haven't done this before. I don't know how long this video is going to take. I'm going to try and do this as best as I can. And I'm going to move this over here, set this here. Basically what I'm just going to do is put sphagnum moss in here. Pretty thick. I mean, I think you'd want to make it pretty thick. So I'm going to kind of like, let's see. Yeah, that would be great. So just gonna mount it up. Like I've already kind of got it. It comes rolled up, so it's kind of got this furrowly curled shape already. I'm just gonna like put this in here, just like so. Keep it all on the inside, which it really doesn't matter, I don't guess. We'll pull these little sticks out of the moss too, because I don't want them to stick to the edge. Anyway, let's see if we just put this stuff in here. I've never done this before. I saw some people doing it, and I think it's genius. I saw some people doing it really awkward and hard, using like potato sack cloth and twine, and I mean there's no real scientific method to do it, but when I saw, can't think of her name right this second, but she did it this way, and it looks something that you could put in your plant and it's not gonna make it look trashy. The other moss poles that I saw, some of them just looked like something I wouldn't want to see in my plants, to be honest. And this is like the most modern version, I guess. So this ain't gonna take too long. I just want it to be tight, and I feel like that'll be great. Make sure all the moss is tucked in on the sides, just like rolling a big old fatty. Okay. When I got these little 4-inch zip ties. I think it was like $2. They're relatively small. Got them from Home Depot as well. Oh, and the roll of mesh is about $30 for 15 feet. So you could consider, I mean, that's expensive, but you could probably make, well, 15, let's just say I cut each one of these 6. So 2 would be a foot, you know, I could make 30 poles if they were 6 inches. And you can make these as big as you want too. I mean, it ain't gotta be, I'm trying to go, like I said, on the verge of something like, you know, just a little cucumber, you know, size. I've seen some people that had big, you know, like this packed full, and I think that would be expensive. Probably the most expensive part is the moss. No, the mesh definitely, but you know, sphagnum moss is pretty expensive, really. $10 a bag, you know, that's expensive, really. Anyway, now what I'm gonna do is just put this through and see how this works. Like I said, I've not done this before, but I think this is what's gonna work. My hands are slippery from the wet sphagnum. I'm not gonna tighten that all the way yet. I'm gonna go up probably 4 inches. No, I'm gonna have to go like 2 because I packed it so tight. Making it tight like this too. The video I saw of this, she didn't put nearly as much in hers, but she had to keep sitting there and pack it in. Like every zip tie she'd have to literally go in and pack it in from further. And I just feel like if you put a lot and you squeeze it down like you're rolling a cigarette or something, you can avoid packing a lot. You'll just have to straight up tighten the zip ties once you get them on. So that's what I'm gonna do. I hope it works. I might end up fast forwarding through this part of the video. And these will be tight. Like right now, I've just got them taut. You know, they're not tight at all. When I actually tie them tight, this will be a really nice pole. Something that's not going to bend in half. Something that's going to hold its own weight. It'll be pretty like a sphagnum sword. That's what it'll be like. It's a really nice day today. Not too cold, which is nice. I'm about tired of cold weather. It's the first year I've got my greenhouse. I got it in March, I guess, of this year. And this is my first winter season, so I get to learn about what I need to do to keep my greenhouse safe for my tropical plants. I keep a lot of Nepenthes and carnivorous plants. Helianthera, Droseras, begonias, rajas. I don't know if y'all can see them. They're beautiful. Love them. Need some moss in here. Need some here. fixing to show y'all what I got going on so far. This is pretty much what I've got so far. You can see where the two edges meet. I'm gonna actually tighten those down so now the two edges are together. I'll just clip this off in the end. These haven't been tightened yet, but I'll tighten them shortly. One other thing I want to mention is my sphagnum moss is a little wet. It's not sopping, dripping wet, but it's pretty wet. If you are going to do this and you want it tight, I like to work with wet sphagnum. It's easier. You know, dry sphagnum is just all over the place, dusty, nasty stuff. But if you put your sphagnum moss in here and it was like somewhat not really dry but not really wet, when you actually water this totem pole, that sphagnum on the inside of this netting is going to swell, and it might be best to actually do this with like not dry but almost dry sphagnum, so when you water it, it actually fills up really nice and tight. I might try that. I've got like 9 of these I should probably make. I got some pink princesses and stuff that are just little, but they said if you're going to do this on species that grow better, more vigorously than if you don't use a pole to start when you actually pot the plant or when you get it, because once they put their aerial roots into this and they start to trail up it, the leaves of your plants will get bigger and bigger. Wish I could show you something that's like just got little leaves, but I don't have anything out here. I've actually got most of my expensive plants, the ones that I've recently gotten and stuff, in the mail inside in my terrarium. I didn't know how well, like I have a pink princess and a war rock, an Anthurium war rock queenum, silver sword, philodendron, philodendron varicosum. What else do I have? I don't know, those types of plants. I have most of the carnivorous plants that I have, and they're my prized possessions. I love my Nepenthes. Love, love, love them. Most of the plants that I have in here, since it's winter, I do have a heater. I have all temperature, it's all controlled environment here pretty much. But my heater can only do so much. And I know that the helianthus and stuff that I have over here, they like cold. Like they can deal with like 50 degrees. And a lot of my plants, I don't really know how they would fare. And like I said, some of them I just got in the mail. And I'd rather give them a nice, comfortable 75. You know, if it drops down to 70 in there at night, then whatever, they're going to be fine. I don't have to worry about it. But in here, it might. I actually saw last week, we got down into the 20s, the low 20s. And I came in here when I woke up in the morning, and my thermostat, or my temperature gauge said it was 56 degrees in here, but my heater's supposed to keep it at night at 61 for my plants, you know, but it got low, like 56. What do you guys think? Is that too low for me to actually take the philodendrons, anthuriums and stuff that I have, which love environments like it is in here right now? Hell, it's 79 degrees in here right now, and I keep it about 90% humidity, completely 90% humidity all the time. Do you think I could put my philodendrons and stuff in here, even if it got to be, let's say it got 55 degrees in here? Would that be too cold for them? If you have any knowledge on that, please let me know. because like I said, this is my first year in the greenhouse, and I just don't want my plants to die. If I can get through winter, then everything will be golden. Philodendrons and all that stuff will be out here anyway. But for right now, you know, I don't know. I definitely don't want them to die. They're expensive. You know, I don't want my investment to die. So if you have any knowledge on temperatures that a philodendron or anthuriums can actually handle without just crushing them, turning them yellow or doing whatever, just let me know. Hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. It's a learning experience. I'm going to tighten all these down now, and it should be finished product. I wonder if there's anything against selling these. Like if I could put these on like eBay or something. Let them dry out, of course, while they're all wrapped up, and have people informed on how to rehydrate them. I wonder if we could sell them. Or if you can buy them right now. Which it really isn't hard to do it yourself. I mean, this is relatively quick, I think. And I gotta, when you actually have your little aerial roots dig into the side of this, like you got your philodendron nodes, roots are growing in. Say it's grown 3 feet, the roots grow in up here. You can, once the roots climb in, you can literally cut this off and cut your plant and just take this plastic off and bury your new cut. It's amazing what I've seen, how people can use this to propagate as opposed to letting your plant vine and be stringy and ugly. Or as pretty as it can be, I guess. But you can literally just let it grow into here and then chop it off. It's amazing. So I think this is alright. I mean, it seems pretty stout. I mean, worst case scenario, next time I do this, because I mean, I could bend this if I wanted to. Like, yeah, if I hold it, you can see, yeah, it's wanting to bend. Okay, well, it's pretty. You could, if you wanted to make it stronger, you could just take a tomato stake or something, you know, a bamboo stake, and literally put it in here on top of the mound that I had, and then fold the bamboo the stake into the actual stick itself. You could even leave it sticking out the bottom if you wanted, you know, like as deep as your pot, and then just literally plant this in your pot. Some people will do that. They'll put a piece of PVC on the bottom and wrap it in, you know, a foot up or something, and then take it and stick the PVC down in the pipe. I wouldn't want to do that while you have plants growing, you know, in there. But if you're just potting a plant, you could put the PVC down in there, pack around it real good. I plan to just like bury this in my pots. Like I'll use like a 10-inch pot and put this in it, you know, bury it this deep, and it'll just sit there and grow. Anyway, guys, it's a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon. Hope you learned something. Talk to you later. Bye.